Jonathan Schwartz. I teach high school woodshop, math, and product design in a small rural high school in Northern California, and I also teach woodworking and advanced manufacturing at the local community college. One thing that all students have a trouble with is measurement, accurate layout, and accurate cuts. Actually, everybody has trouble with that. If you could do those three things, you can design and build just about any perfect tool to solve that problem, the true square. How it works, the patent pending ability for it to travel in this track and also to travel in that arc, so you have repeatability. You do perfect measurements every time. Let's say I have my board right here. I measure with the tape. I could see it's 2.5. I transfer that measurement here, and I'm accurate to maybe a 1/16 of an inch. But with the true square, how this works is you just find the actual offset distance right here. You can measure off that as 2.5, but the real beauty is you lock this down and you take that measurement and you transfer it right to your board, line it up, and now you're much more accurate. You're actually perfectly accurate. It also works for angular measurements as well. This is a shelf a student's making, and a lot of angles in this. You want to just transfer these angles. So all you need to do is set this, bring up that angle. It's perfectly flush. You could read it off of the angle measure there if you want, but the best is if you need to transfer it, you just hook it up to your next board. There it is. Now on layout, this is the best tool there is. You just lay out square if you want. Let's say you want to measure down 5 inches. There's 5 inches, 45, and the angle you need. Here's a really cool feature. Here's the angle you set. You want to find the perpendicular to that. You just flip this thing over. There's a perpendicular line to it. This is a carpenter's best friend. It sits right in your tool bags, easy to use. It gives you perfect cuts, perfect layouts, repeatability. If you're cutting rafters, say, and you're set at 4 and 12, you keep that angle for every one of them. So how that works, keep it in your belt. You just grab it, lay it up against your board this way. It's a perfect saw guide. And then the saw just travels right. Right on the true square, you get a perfect angle cut every single time. There it is, the true square. Now you understand why it's such a great tool. Perfect measurement, precise layout, accurate cuts every single time. Built a lot of prototypes, a lot of people tested it in class, contractor friends, carpenters, everyone loved it. And then I went to woodpeckers and we manufactured it. Precision manufacturing company. We released it at a $90 price point, did a one-time sale online, and it grossed over $250,000. So it did sell at $90, but it's a beautiful precision instrument. What I'd like to do now is actually make a much less expensive one, actually more like the original prototype, an injection molding, and make it available to every single homeowner and carpenter and woodworker, do-it-yourselfer at a closer to a $20 price point. So what I'm looking for is $400,000 investment for 40% of the company, and that money is going to go to the tooling costs, to design and build a perfect injection molded tool, and to marketing. I feel like it could go anywhere. Bringing products to market. This is my first invention, the top saw. It's a universal chainsaw tool. It's sold over $5 million in retail sales. My net on it has been over $250,000. Here's a set of ear and eye protection that's available. This is a fraction game I designed and built and manufactured with the help of Sierra College. This is a way to teach students fractions, these card games, also to teach fractions. What I'm really passionate about is bringing math alive to kids in the classroom. And I think we could do that with the true square. So even though the primary goal is to bring this to market for all do-it-yourselfers and carpenters, I also see creating a foundation with 5% of the profits so that we can make these available to classroom teachers. I have a web page called Measurement Toolbox online that will have all this curriculum. It already does have curriculum available for free for teachers. And then the foundation will make these tools available to teachers so they could use them as a classroom tool. So rather than kids having to do worksheets again and again and read out of a book, they're actually going to grab a tool and start doing layout problems. That's the way you learn about geometry, angles, shapes, is by actually doing it, and I think this has the power to do that. Okay, now that you've seen the True Square in action, and you understand how this revolutionary new tool can change the way we design and build things, let me give you a little bit of background about myself and my plans for my business, the True Square. I grew up in California, graduated high school early, and went to Alaska to fish commercially. I returned and studied managerial econ at the University of California, Davis. After that, I traveled around the world working as an outdoor guide and carpenter for 6 years, traveling through 40 countries. I returned and went to Harvard University to study math education. I started teaching math and soon realized that only a small portion of the students actually learn math in their traditional setting. So when the woodshop teacher retired and they were going to close down the woodshop, I took over the shop. At first, I thought this would really help the students who weren't academic, but I soon realized that all students needed hands-on learning, and all students learned a tremendous amount of math by building things. This is where I developed my ideas on applied academics for all students. During this time, I invented numerous products, the ones I showed you in the video earlier. Some were successful, some not. These products were always shared with my students, and we added an additional product design class to the mix of woodshop. This new style woodshop has won numerous awards. Most recently, I was awarded a $100,000 prize for excellence in teaching by Harbor Freight. Also, my department was awarded a Golden Bell Award for the most innovative career technical education program in the state. My students have won awards from fellowships at Stanford to multiple grants from MIT for product design. My next steps with my business, the True Square, is to get a $400,000 investment to bring that $90 price point down to a $20 price point. All of the quotes I've gotten from injection manufacturers say it'll be easy to get it down to about $6, $7 for manufacturing costs for that $20 retail price. Woodpeckers did a beautiful job manufacturing it, and it was available for only a month, and in that month it grossed over $250,000. So there's a clear demand for it at $90, so you know there's got to be a great demand for it at $20. The educational piece is really my favorite piece on this whole thing. I mean, I'm really excited to get it to market and get this in the hands of carpenters and woodworkers and do-it-yourselfers and really revolutionize the way people do things. But being able to bring it in the classroom and work with students with hands-on math learning, that would be an incredible accomplishment, and that would be my biggest goal.